I had to pick between the viral DJI Osmo Pocket or the Insta360, and I chose the Insta360 Go Ultra, and here's why. First, I will talk about the price. The price between the two is very similar, especially this one if you do the creator packet, which depending on how you want to use it, I would recommend. Then it's about the same price between the two. So price wise, that's really not a huge option. So if you are wanting to spend what both of these cameras cost, then it would be about the same price. So this one, I got the creator bundle, which is bought directly from the Insta360 storefront on Amazon, is where I bought mine. And I will link it down below and show everything it came with. So it did come with this selfie stick, which I've done a video on. It's actually, the feet are not the best to use or harder, but it did come with this. And it didn't come with a Bluetooth button here, which I had seen some videos that it did, but mine did not. It just came with a case for an extra SD card to carry with. So I guess that is nice if you are going to be out all day and want to keep it safe in that spot versus putting it in a pocket or something else that you are carrying with you. But it did come with the selfie stick, and then it also came with a separate hook. And I think this is kind of more like a car mount or something to stick it on. And then also the neck option, which I have been using quite a bit for biking. So that is what the case and the whole kit came with when I bought it on Amazon. So if you did want to go a little bit cheaper, at least price wise, you can just buy the camera itself, which is just this separate part here, and then just buy whatever accessories you think you might actually use. So that is the first biggest comparison price, pretty much the same. So not really, I don't think if you're deciding between the two, something that would cause a big issue between the two, one being better or significantly cheaper than the other. This one could be a little bit cheaper if you just buy the camera separate and then some of your own accessories, but it depends what you want to use it for. And if you're going to buy all the accessories, then it pretty much comes out to the same cost as the creator bundle. So we'll start there. When it comes to the accessories, I do like the selfie stick. I do like that it is pretty securely attached. I can link some of my other videos where I've even stuck this outside a car when we've been doing some road trips on freeways and interstates going 60 to 85 miles an hour, and it stays on pretty good. And the sound is pretty good as well. So I do like this. It feels very stable and secure. And you can adjust it here, which will allow you to bend back and forth. So depending on what you're filming for, that is definitely an option. This is the one accessory I have not used yet. I'm not sure what I will use it for unless I'm filming in the car or something. And I'm the one driving, so then I can't use the selfie stick. But one thing I haven't used yet, so I don't have too many reviews on this, but it does come with this. So if that is something you want to be, if you're someone who films in your car a lot, which I know is really popular now, or just for the views, this is definitely something that you will like and a nice thing to come with. The next accessory that I really like that it came with is this neck piece. I have some previous videos all linked on this Insta360 series that I've been doing, and I really like this for biking, especially if you want the view of what you are seeing, plus if you want something in the basket. So I do have a dog channel as well, so I do like filming this for then on the bike, because then I have the dog and the view, so you kind of get the best of both there. So I have been liking that. This is also good too if you're just going on walks and things. You can just hang it on your neck and you don't have to worry about holding anything, so you're kind of hands-free for a certain amount of time. So that's nice, and it is adjustable, so you can make it tighter or looser depending on what kind of angles and things you want, which is really nice. So those are all the accessories it came with. I'll talk about a little bit on the camera itself next. So I really do like the camera, and it is quite small, which is good, especially if you're going to be carrying it for travel or other things. It's only about as big as my palm. It is a little wide, of course, but This is a nice size, and it's a little bit smaller. So compared to the DJI, when you would have something wholly like this, if you want something smaller just to throw in your purse or a pocket, this definitely fits. So that is definitely a benefit compared to the DJI. I know the DJI doesn't come with as many accessories because a lot of them are built in. I know the DJI has a rotating for the lens, so that gives you a lot of different options, which I've heard is really nice. And the screen also flips, so that is good as well. However, size-wise, compared between the two, this one is definitely smaller. So if you're someone who doesn't want to carry a bigger thing or want something smaller, this one is definitely going to be the better size. When it comes to durability, I've heard the DJI is quite durable versus this one. One downside is that it's not the most durable, I have to say. I will show, I have cracked the screen. I've only had this about a month and a half. I dropped it once and it even had a cover on it and it still cracked. Thankfully, it was just the back. I got a little scuff on the front, but thankfully it did not scuff the lens itself. So I got really lucky there. But just so you know, this, yeah, definitely not the most durable if you drop it. That is something that, and it's the screen replacement you would have to pay for separately. It's not included in the warranty, sadly, because it is from user error and not from an error of the product itself. So that is something to consider if you are kind of clumsy, which I kind of am. Drop my phone quite a bit by accidents at times, or bump it and something falls. That is something to consider as well. But I do really like on this one versus the DJI is the flip screen here. So it's really nice. I do a lot of filming, probably kind of grandma style, a lot of times in front of the window for natural good lighting. So I like to be able to see myself and make sure everything in there is really good as well. I also really like the sound quality. I have filmed quite a few videos on this and haven't had to use a separate mic like I'm using now for my phone, which I'm filming on, because I wanted to have this for the video, of course. But I really like the video quality, and it does have some different settings as well when you go through filming or for photo too. And it does have sound, so you can have different filming settings depending on if you're vlogging or just want to take a regular video or just filming straight up. The only downside I would say to the quality itself, I'm not sure about the DJI, but this one you can only do 1 or 2x when it comes to zooming in and out. So if you wanted to do a lot of distance filming, I probably would not recommend this if you want to be able to really zoom in and catch better things. I noticed this because when I was filming in the car during the road trips, if there was a distant, it still looks good, but you definitely can't zoom in and kind of get that a little bit better closer up like you could like on your phone, where you can like really zoom in quite a bit, or on some other cameras that really have zoom. So that is something to consider, that you only have regular and 2x. So for distance, it is probably not the best. Although I think for a lot of these, you're probably not doing a ton of distance unless it's like the B-roll or background stuff like I was doing. But just something to consider. I did notice that I took some separate videos on my phone when I was trying to get some more zoomed in quality, just to kind of get that. So that is something else to consider. But I think the biggest thing about this camera is that this part is separate. So it has a little button here and you can separate it and then use this accessory separate. This is what really sold this for me. It is super small, but it's really nice that everything is magnetic. So when it attaches to things, and it's really strong, like I've been biking with this and it hasn't fallen off yet, thankfully. So this is really nice. And then also for the biking accessory, I did buy a separate one, which I can link, but this is also magnetic and has been really good biking. It hasn't fallen off yet either, thankfully. So it is pretty strong. Like you do kind of have to really, put a little bit of force into it. I tried the other accessory and I don't like it. I bought this one separately. I will link it on Amazon. So I use this. I've been using this mostly for biking. So it has a separate clip and it clips on much better. The downside for me for this one, which it came with, I think this would only really be good for like putting it on clothing or something thin. As you can see here, it doesn't really open very wide, so it doesn't stick on something that's a little bit bigger. I tried putting this on the bike before and it didn't work good. And when I was doing some dog videos, I tried even putting it on their collar and it didn't really stay put. So I think this is really only good for something very thin, like a piece of clothing, or I'm not even sure what else, maybe a piece of paper, or if you're trying to prop it up. I don't even think it would fit on the thin computer screen or anything like that. So this is one accessory I don't really like. It is magnetic too, and it is nice that you can adjust it, but the hook quality, which is why I bought a separate one. So I think this one was about $16 on Amazon, and I really like it. And you can, film different ways and stuff. And that's another nice thing about this camera. So holding it with it on the left corner here, it goes a long horizontal way filming, but when you flip it like this, it's more upright, like on your phone. So if you wanted to do more TikTok videos or short form where you want the vertical, you can film like this. And if you want the like regular YouTube kind of style TV video, you can film it like this. So that is really nice, and you can hook it on both ways onto the clip and the camera itself. So that is definitely a benefit as well. I think the next biggest thing that I've really enjoyed with it versus the DJI is that this is waterproof. I think the DJI, I don't think it is waterproof, but this is waterproof up to 10 meters. So a little over 30 feet. So most regular pools it would fit in, or if you're in the shallow part of a lake or the sea, you can definitely film with this. I have also made quite a few water videos trying to test it out. Our pool is only 5.5 feet deep, so a little over like less than 2 meters. So this has been filming good, and it has very good quality. I did jumping into the pool videos, so going in and out of the water and filming the dogs. It is really great quality underwater, which I really like, and it works really good like going in and out. Like it doesn't get blurry. Like sometimes, when you shake your phone and it kind of gets blurry and it takes a second to like reset it. This doesn't have that. It really holds it well, and the water doesn't really leave a mark when you're filming too. So I was doing some like splashing and stuff, and it doesn't really stick too much. I also did some filming when it was raining outside the car and holding it out and seeing what that quality was like, and it didn't really hold up as well. I'm not sure if it has to do with it's a little rounded or what it is, but it kind of gets the water to go away for the most part. I mean, I think maybe if you're holding it still and upright and the water sits there, but if you're kind of using it up and down and things like that, it's been really nice. The only hard thing with filming with water though is that you can't really use the magnetic accessory because of the water. So you have to be holding it with your hand. I'm sure there are some water accessories that you could like stick onto it that aren't magnetic. I don't have any right now because I don't plan on doing too much extra water filming at the current moment. But that is definitely a big one. So if you are someone who wants to film in the water for swimming, or if you're in the sea or lake or boat, kind of outdoor things, this is really great for that. So I would definitely recommend it, and works really well. And the quality is really good too. And you can still hear underwater. I was talking and playing music, and you could still hear it when this was underwater, some of the stuff above, or if you were talking underwater, you can hear it as well. So if you were doing, some snorkeling or different things like that, you can hear it too, or just vlogging, whatever. So that is kind of cool feature of this too. Next, I will say where the DJI probably has this Insta beat is the battery. I heard the DJI has pretty good battery power, about like 5 hours before you have to recharge it if you're like constantly filming or doing stuff like that. So I think if you're using it a lot for travel and things, the DJI might be a little better in that sense versus this one. This one, I would say when it's whole like this, it probably has about 3 or so hours, maybe 3.5 of filming battery, because I've used it on the road trips and I did have to recharge it when I was using it to film different things. So it doesn't have the best battery life, and this separate camera part has even lower. The longest I've been able to make it go is about 42 minutes of constant filming on the bike. So you have to put it back in here and let it recharge and then use it again. It takes about, say, 20 to 30-ish minutes if you want to fully recharge it. It is quite fast. So if you're like using it to go somewhere, like we stop at coffee shops a lot when biking, so I'll charge it when we're there and then hook it back up to the bike mount when we're leaving to bike somewhere else. So that is probably the biggest downside for it, is the battery. So if you are going to be using this like traveling and vlogging all day, or you're just out all day using it, you will definitely have to recharge it. So you will have to carry a separate, portable charger with you, or something to charge it with. It charges with just the USB-C. The camera itself does charge pretty fast as well. When it's dead, I'd say probably around an hour max for it to recharge. So it is quite fast, but it does take time. So if you're out traveling or things, you can charge it while you're eating or kind of doing other things when you're not filming. So that is just something to take into consideration. It does need some recharging as well. So I think that's where the DJI has this one beat, at least for battery power. And there is no separate batteries. So it does need to be charged. So you can't just take out a battery and replace it, bring extras like an SD card. So that is something you really want to consider for the future. But I really love it. And also too, the separate camera too has a less battery when it is hotter. I was in Arizona filming quite a bit on the bike, and when it's in the sun, in the heat, the battery doesn't last as long as when you are in cooler temperatures. So that is something, if you live somewhere really hot, the separate camera only has about 30 to 35 minutes of battery versus about 45. It has 10 minutes less because of the heat. So if you live somewhere extremely hot, something to consider. I haven't tested it in the cold yet, so that would be something else once winter comes or going somewhere. The coldest I've been testing this out is around 45 degrees. So I don't know how it does, let's say in the snow, if you wanted to wear the neck thing while doing winter activities or things like that. So just something in the future to consider. I think the last thing also or another thing for me, another accessory I bought on Amazon that did not work was the plastic covers. So I did have the plastic cover on the back when it did, like the glass protector, like on an iPhone. And it didn't help it much. It definitely cracked itself, but it did crack. And I had put one on the front. Like here, I actually kept it because I have to return it. This kind of little plasticky thing. Because I was like, oh, after I should be careful, scratching if I have it in my bag and stuff like that. So it made it blurry. So I took it off pretty much. I tried filming a couple different things and noticed it was just way blurrier than it was before. So I wouldn't recommend getting that. I won't link it down below because I didn't like it. I think for the back, it's good. Like I have one for the back, and that doesn't, matter as much because it's not the actual filming. But just so you know, that did not work out good. So I would not recommend those that you see on Amazon. So I ended up buying actually a hard, well, it's like plasticky. It's soft. It goes on the top. So then at least when I'm not filming, this is protected, or if I have it. So if you have it in your bag or traveling and different things like that, this will, the screen will be protected in a sense. But while you're actually filming, there is no way to kind of put something on it, which is a little bit of a bummer. Maybe in the future they'll come out with something, because I have some on the front and back of my iPhone and it's always been good, but maybe because it's harder instead of not soft, not sure. But just another consideration, when you're looking at accessories. I will link the hardcover one down below. So it was nice. It came with the front kind of hardcover and the plastic for the back. So that is what I would recommend instead of just the, cover for the back and the one for the front. I don't have a hard case for it. They do sell hard cases. I've just been keeping it. I had a separate little pouch for sunglasses, like a soft fabric one. So I just throw it in that before I throw it in my bag. So that is, just something else. Just another accessory if you want, unless you're really careful, but you definitely don't want to ruin the screen here. And then one of the last accessories too. So this selfie stick, pretty sad, but I had to Google how to take this out. When you first buy this, mine was super thick here. I could barely get it out. Even now, sometimes it takes a little bit, but it is nice. It does go, so it is flat, and it does have this if you need it. And it does go up, not super tall. I'd say only about like 2 feet or so in total. So if you want to have it standing up to do your whole body, you probably couldn't do that unless you were far away, and you would probably have to set it on something taller. So if you wanted to, film your outfits or something, or whatever, getting yourself in the background, you might have to set it on something taller or be farther back. So that is something depending on what you want to use it for. I think at some point, I'm on a pretty tight budget now. I spent all my spare money I had for this one when I sold a different camera, is getting the Bluetooth one, probably for traveling in the future. I will be back in Europe in September, so I'll probably buy one before then so that I can use it for a lot of the distant, videos, and when we're out and about and things like that, and taking photos. It does take good photos, it does take good videos, and it has quite a few different options for both of those as well. So you can kind of play around with it and see what works out best for you. But this is kind of my comparison and review of the DJI versus the Insta360 Go Ultra. I had been looking at the DJI years ago, and actually Costco had it at some point online. And I thought about buying it and then having someone bring it over to Europe for me, but I just never pulled the plunge, and then kind of waited. So I guess it did work out. In a sense, I know the DJI is like the biggest thing right now. Everybody has it. It's sold out in so many places. And I heard the new one, because it is made in Europe, the 4, for some reason isn't available in the US yet. So you can't even buy it in the US. You have to go somewhere else. And if you want the new one, the DJI 4 Pocket, to bring it back. So that is another thing too. It is a little harder to get. I have seen some dupes for the DJI Pocket. I can't remember what they're called. I'll have to find them on Amazon. I can put that below too, because I think I saw a comparison on I Like Think Media. That YouTube channel is very helpful when you're trying to learn different YouTube things. They had done a comparison on a cheaper version, which I think was only around $150 to $200. So half the cost of the other one, and still good quality. So there are quite a few videos like that. If you just search them in YouTube or Google, I'm sure those other options will come out. So I think it's just all about what you're looking for and the quality of it. I don't believe the price on a lot of these things says the full quality. I think it really depends on how you use it. So I really like this one, and I'll keep trying it out and keep doing videos. I've really been enjoying just kind of using it for different things, and for myself and for the dogs, and just getting their different angles and perspectives and things like that. So definitely something fun. And if you are watching videos and trying to compare what should I buy, I really like this one. I really recommend it, but I know the DJI has some good qualities as well, and people really love that one too. I think the biggest one for this, the benefit, is the size and the separate camera. So you can do a lot more action things, and the waterproofness of it. So that is definitely cool. But I think if you're doing more travel vlogging or things like that, where you're not doing action stuff and you want to carry this whole thing all the time and it fits in your bag, then that is definitely the one for you. But I hope this video helped people kind of make a decision, or just look at different perspectives from just me, a regular person who paid for this myself and the accessories, and just kind of using it for, my own fun and daily things. So not for any professional videos or references or anything like that. But I do have a whole series if you want to see different videos testing out this, when the car, rain, water, the dogs, everything, trying it out, seeing what is best for, and kind of how to best use it. And I will see you guys in the next one.